Yes, hi. So there are 60 to 70% of shades out of nearly 40-50 shades which are available in the catalog for engineered wood, so-called particle board, are readily available with the distributors. Whereas in HDF there are shade limitations. Whenever we order we check with different distributors. Even we check with the company area sales manager, so there are very limited shades available in HDHMR. This aspect why I discussed, this shows in heavy demand. The engineered wood board is getting heavy demand in the market. That's why the company and the distributors, they are keeping it many of the shades in stock. So this is one thing. And if a buyer is here with us that they don't have a good budget for kitchen, so there are ways and methods to use the engineered wood even in the kitchen, modular kitchen. So one don't have to use it in the wet area. In the wet area, aluminium stands, the structure should be in aluminium stands, aluminium frames in tubular sections. Then you can put your HDHMR there, or you can put Boilo, Action Tessa. There is another product by the name of Boilo which is pretty expensive. But in the dry area, you can use engineered wood board. Engineered wood board is coming laminated, hot pressed lamination is done on the board, and which is long lasting. It is very important to seal the edges of the board, whether it is in HDHMR or in engineered wood. It has to be properly edge bended from all the sides. Usually uh, many companies are not doing edge band at all four sides, they are just doing edge band at the front, which is visible, and rest of the three sides are just left naked, which is very wrong. It allows insects and moisture to enter the board. So when we do the edge band, and it should not be done manually, you should avoid doing it manually. Get your thing edge banded on proper through fit machine. It will be properly trimmed and properly buffed. You'll get a very good finish of your edges. So during the edge bending process, there is a dual layer protection. First one is the resin, the adhesive used for the edge bands, that is coated over the edges of the board, the engineered wood board or HDHMR, and then the edge band covers the edge. So there is no chance of water to seep inside the edge of the board until and unless the quality of adhesive used for edge bending is not right. Because if you are using Heatex or SR, then over a period of time it will come out and the edge band will leave the surface of the edge, and there is the way for the moisture or the water to enter the board. So if you are using engineered wood even for the kitchen, you have to follow proper methods, and never use any plywood or even HDHMR on the top of the carcass of the kitchen where you paste your marble slab over it, because to increase the thickness of the marble, making it to 40 mm, everyone is placing a layer of 19 mm board and then pasting marble over it, and then making its edge double thick resulting out to 38 or maybe 40 mm or maybe 32 mm depending upon the slab thickness. So if you use plywood or HDHMR board as a base to paste your marble slab, that is a big mistake you will be doing, because it is very difficult to stop the seepage. Water can seep in from where you can't even figure out. So use such sort of material which is waterproof, not water resistant. You have to use WPC boards or PVC boards. You have to enter the polymer family, not the wood family. That is not recommendable, not recommended for putting the top which is required, which acts as a base to your marble. Then comes your wardrobes and your cabinetries and even your PU painted cabinets and PU painted shutters of your wardrobes, or maybe even for your consoles. So there also there are two options, or maybe we can say there are three options. First is plywood, we all know. Then is another thing in the ply family, it is called blockboard. Other one is HDHMR, and the third option is engineered wood. So especially in the wardrobes where there are more numbers, or even if the numbers are less and you have to keep your budget, not, you don't want to overspend on the wardrobes, where you can save that money and that you can use it in the soft furnishing of your house, there you can easily go for engineered wood board. I'll show you the engineered wood board right now. See, this is the engineered wood board. I've kept it on my table for you guys to see. It has got wood chunks compressed to form a board, and see the surface, it is very smooth and very straight. And this is the lamination, the laminate which is done by the company itself. It is from Action Tessa. You can see the finish of the laminate, very good suede finish. The matte finish we call is done on the boards, and this is both sides laminated. You can see there is a different color at the back because it's a sample piece. You can get the same color at the back. So there is no harm to use engineered wood for your wardrobes. You will be going to save a good amount of money. It is 20% cheaper to HDHMR. And let me one thing, this is the HDHMR by Action Tessa, and this was their MDF. You can see the edge of both the items. It is very fine, very powdered, very fine, very powdered, and it is also having a very true surface, but it is less friendly to our pockets. If you are making your study table, you are making your shoe racks, you are making your wardrobes of the entire house, you are making your dry bar unit to store your water bottle, your whiskey bottles, wine bottles, or you are making any sort of cabinet which is called a cabinet, you should always go for engineered wood board. You will save a lot of money on it. 20% it is cheaper from HDHMR, so which is a good amount. And avoid, or you should totally stop screwing these boards. These boards are not meant for screwing. So I'll explain you. When you hire a carpenter, they will they'll be using screws to assemble your cabinets. They are not having a facility which a company who is using high class, very high tech modular machineries, which is specially made for your modular furniture manufacturing. So there are fittings from Heritage, from HFLA, and other good companies are also making that fitting. It is called Minifix. So Minifix is a thing where at the top member and the side member, so all the four members you can assemble without using a single screw or nail. There are boring machines in the companies where skilled laborers are operating those machines. It is called multi boring machine. It can drill and bore. Drilling and boring both are different. Drill is having some deflections when you drill, and boring is very precise. So it can bore up to 48 holes at one time. So the tops and the bottoms and both the sides, they have got tunnel holes vertically and horizontally, and there the fitting of this Minifix fitting that goes in, the dowels goes in, then you can lock it and unlock it, and you can assemble your modular furniture in a very smart way. It's a modular fashion. It is not the time to just keep on nailing the wardrobes into the wall and then sticking the pasting all laminates over it. Because when you move from your house, if you're changing your house and you are moving to another place, then those carpentry wardrobes, your carpentry kitchens, you cannot bring them out because they simply nail the board into the walls, then they paste the laminate over it, then the whole cabinet, whole structure erection is done, and then the shutters. So it is a very old school method. So because it is not a plywood is having a 7-layer thickness, which can bear the thrust of screw when we screw a board from the side edge. So you are opening the layers of that board, but still, even it is not, though it is not recommended to screw the plywood from the edge, but still it can still bear that thrust. The layers will be opened of the plywood I'm talking about. So it is always recommended to avoid screwing in the plywood as well, but still it can bear up to some extent. But your engineered wood board, MDF, HDF, they will not bear the thrust of the screw. Never screw your wardrobes, your cabinets. Always go for Minifix, the solution given by the German companies. And open your mind and go for engineered wood board where there are dry areas, especially because there are dry areas in the house. If it is a living room, if it is a bedroom, if it is your walk-in closet area, only the vanity and the washing area and the utility kitchen, that are in wet areas. So for the vanity you should use WPC boards. They are waterproof. So WPC board, they are now coming in very good density. Earlier they doesn't used to come in good density, so there were bending issues. So now these days we are having a very good quality in WPC, and it is very much recommended for vanities. For your kitchen utility area, the sink units where you have to mount the sinks, because it has a good load, the weight I'm talking about of the marble slab, then your sink, then you put utensils inside the sink. Many kids, they stand on the slabs, and when mothers are working, they make their kids sit on the slab. So it is very very recommended to use aluminium frames. You can make the structure with aluminium frames. It will never get corrosive, it will never bend, it is a very long lasting thing, and you can easily get it powder coated to get a good finish. And you can make your utility base cabinets, the bottom cabinets, in aluminium structure, and then you can panel it with HDHMR, and front maybe you can take acrylic shutters or painted shutters. Yeah, one thing more, the fascia, the front shutters of wet area, instead of doing edge bending on those shutters, one should go for profiles, aluminium profiles, stainless steel profiles. That will always protect the front shutter. They will not let the water to enter inside the front shutter. So during the washing process of the utensils, the water gets spills out. So if the edges of the front fascia is having aluminium profiles or stainless steel profiles, so they will last for many years. Edge band usually comes off because water, if it is continuously spilling on the edge band, so edge band leaves the edge and it swells up, then the water enters into the board, and that utility area is damaged because of water spillage. And again you have to make good expenses to get your utility set. So better to go for aluminium structures for the carcass. The same cabinet which you require for the for placing your sink, double bowl sink, and the slab, you can make it in a aluminium frame of 2 inches by 2 inches, or maybe 50 mm by 25 mm, that is 2 inches by 1 inches. And you can easily tighten your hinges over it and mount your shutters. You can panel it from inside even, and put shelves inside wherever required, however you want to do it. So another important thing to keep in mind, when you put the slab over the kitchen top, you should always give a backsplash at the back, which will seal the joint of slab and the wall tile. That joint has to be sealed, so if milk or water is getting spilled over the marble top, so it doesn't seeps at the back side of the your cabinet, your carcass, kitchen carcass, because you cannot see what is happening at the back. So you have to make sure that there is a backsplash skirting sort of 3 inch in height. You can give a good design over it at the top edge, and just get it pasted, not with T-Nex. Never go for T-Nex for pasting purpose. Always use Araldite Fast, and you should always try to seal the joints after placing the skirting with epoxy. It comes in the color combinations in matching to your slab color, so you must use epoxy. Though Araldite Fast is there, it is sufficient, but if you do epoxy, then it is like having a good protection coat at the this joinery thing, that angular joint, so it seals it, and you have to forget it now. Never the water will seep at the backside of the cabinet if it gets spilled over the marble top. So I think आज के लिए काफ़ी है इतना, and go for engineered wood for your wardrobe, for your cabinets, mainly in the dry area, and save your money and utilize that money in other soft furnishings of your house. Make your home beautiful, live there happily, spreading very good vibes, and all the very best to all of you, to your loved ones. See you soon. I'll be sharing my next video on the furniture structures and the precautions one should ask the furniture manufacturer to take while getting their furniture structures made, and even the doors and door sills when you're getting made, even either you're getting it made in-house through carpenters or you are outsourcing it, you should ask them few things which I'll be briefing in my next video. So stay tuned for my next video. See you soon, guys. Love you all. Bye.